Hey everybody, and welcome to Bits of Board, where we're talking board games, miniatures, cards, and dice. My name's Michael, and today we continue on our journey through the Kingdom Death Monster campaign. Tonight is the very first night we take on the Hand. This is going to be an epic fight. It is certainly not one to be messed with. Anyway, without further ado, let's get stuck into this one. All right, first survivor off the ranks to meet the Hand, we have Eris. Now, she is our possessed survivor, and she may never use a weapon proficiency, specialization, or mastery. She is all about what's available to her at any time. Now, she's certainly got a pretty strange loadout here, but you'll see why shortly. She's rocking the arc bow, yes, but she's also got the hunter whip, just in case things get a little bit close combat. She's carrying the frenzy drink so she can boost up her speed, but she already has an additional speed naturally, which means she can totally make use of the power behind the arc bow without sacrificing the number of dice rolled. She's got the clawhead arrow there just so she can take off a little bit of toughness. We are gonna need it. I think this Hand is about one of the toughest creatures we've come across yet. Now, Eris, she doesn't have any special fighting arts or disorders or anything like that, but she does have a really impressive stat range. She has +2 to her accuracy, +4 to strength, 1 to evasion, and 1 to speed. She is immaculate, and I cannot wait to see her in this battle. All right, next off we have Dryleaf, and he's one of my game favorites. He's rocking the King's Spear, so he's going to be attacking from a slight distance, and he kind of needs that because his armor, well, it's not very strong to say the least, but he is going to be walking away with 4 armor at each location, thanks to the full set of armor, the round leather shield, and the fact that we prepared at the shrine before heading out. Now, thanks to his 2 blue affinities floating around, he's going to get a +1 to luck there, and thanks to his connected affinities on the rawhide vest, he's going to get a +1 to evasion. He's also got the whisker harp just so that everyone gains a bit of survival, but I'm not sure that we're going to need it. So far, Eris and Dryleaf, well, they're at full survival with their armor boosts alone. Now, Dryleaf has 2 fighting arts to his name. Firstly, he has the Berserker. Once per showdown, you may spend your activation to suffer bash and the frenzy brain trauma. So essentially, he's going to knock himself down and get super strong, but he's going to be unable to spend survival, so it's a bit of a gamble there. He's also got Combo Master, which means on a perfect hit, he may make 1 additional attack roll. Moving in after Dryleaf, we have Ren, and he's got the full set of White Lion gear on, which means he's going to be pouncing around and hopefully doing some damage with that bone dagger. Now, he's got a few bonuses to his name. For the connected affinities on the White Lion boots, he gains +1 movement, and thanks to the Monster Tooth necklace, he gains 1 strength, and the fact that he has 2 red affinities on his gear grid, he gains another. Now, he's also got a little bit of extra protection there with the round leather shield, comboing very nicely with the moderate defensiveness of the White Lion gear. Now, he, of course, has the binge eating disorder, which means he has to depart with a consumable item on his gear grid. That's why we've got that dried Arcanthus over there, and, you know, hopefully that'll be enough to tide him over. Doesn't chomp it down just yet. Now, he has 2 fighting arts as well. We've got Unconscious Fighter, which means it's going to take 7 bleeding tokens to kill him. Hopefully we don't get anywhere near that this fight. And he's also got the Orator of Death fighting art. Once per showdown, he may spend his activation to have all non-death survivors gain +2 insanity. I reckon I should probably make use of that here because, yeah, it's looking like insanity is getting more and more important as this game progresses. Also, when he dies, he encourages all survivors with his last words. It's just a nice little cherry on top to a fantastic fighting art. Finally, after Ren, we have a survivor who we have not seen in ages. Ladies and gentlemen, Freya, and she is back with a vengeance. Now, she's been working hard on that sword proficiency. She is 5 out of 8 spots into her mastery, so I'm hoping she can do all right this fight, land a hit to bump her up even more. Now she's got the screaming armor there, so she's going to have plenty of armor behind her. What else? Oh yeah, and she's also got the antelope mask. At the start of your act, if you're insane, gain +1 movement activation. This means she's going to be able to move twice, attack once. Absolutely fantastic for her to get into the position that she needs before she does things like slam, or, basically has to run across the field to attack. Now, of course, we've got enough affinities on the grid to unlock Deadly, which means she's going to be critting on a 9 or more here, so lovely stuff there. And of course, she's got a space in her gear grid for that beloved rock that she carries with her. A lovely little story attached to that. Now, she has 2 fighting arts to her name. Firstly, we have Extra Sense. You may dodge 1 additional time per round. Has come in handy before. I'm sure it'll come in handy again. She's also got Crazed. On a perfect hit, gain 1 insanity. Love it. Now, we've got a fair few affinities floating around, and you're going to see why that is so important very shortly with our encounter with the Hand. He has some very unique mechanisms about him that really, really encourage diverse affinity placement. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to put together. All right, that's it. No hunt phase, guys. Let's head to the battlefield.
There was once an entity that knew everything, but never spoke. For every secret that escaped, it became weaker, and its enemies stronger.
Alright, here we begin our encounter with the Hand. He stands up the top there on top of the giant stone face. Our survivors all the way back down here, and they don't really know what they're going to be doing with themselves just yet. Now, before we get into it, it's time to go over a little bit about what the Hand is all about. First off, each of our survivors gains a status, and the status relates to what sort of affinities they happen to have on their gear grid. For example, if a character was to have more red affinities than blue and green, then they would be considered to have a red aura. And the same goes with all the other colors. If a survivor happens to have an equal number of each of the 3 affinities, they are considered to have a white aura. And that's very important a little bit later on. First off, Eris, she has a white affinity. We're going to be using these tokens here. She has 1 of each affinity locked on her gear grid, which means she gets things a little bit better than most. Now, Dryleaf has 2 blue affinity to 1 red, which means he has a blue aura. Use that one there. Ren, he has mostly all reds. I'm pretty sure it's just all reds on his. So he has the red affinity. Finally, Freya, she also has the white aura because she has 2 of each affinity on her gear grid. We did very well there. All right, and here's where they come into play. The Hand has these 3 lens cards here. Whenever a survivor with an aura matching one of the cards deals a wound, we flip it open and he's considered to have an open lens. While the lens is open, he gains abilities that are specific to these lenses. So you can see there's a little red symbol. If that red symbol appears on one of his AI cards, he gains that special ability. To further complicate these things, while lenses are open, attack rolls from survivors with the same colored aura only hit on a perfect hit, which means it becomes super hard to hit him. Good news though, if a survivor has a white aura, they can choose which eye to flip over. The Hand also has this Ghost Step trait. Ghost Step has unlimited range. Move the monster until it passes through the target, then stop and turn to face the target. Any survivor the Hand passes through while performing Ghost Step suffers 1 brain damage per monster level instead of collision. Any survivors the Hand ends its movement on while performing Ghost Step suffers collision normally. Nothing crazy there, it just gives the Hand complete control over movement on the battlefield. It's intense. Now, he has one final trait available to him, and this is impossible eyes. Now, the hand doesn't actually suffer any wounds. This guy is an absolute monster. The hand can see everything. When the hand suffers a wound, place a token on impossible eyes instead of moving a card to the wound stack. And once we reach a certain number of tokens, depending on which level monster we're facing, we flip this card over to gain respect. Now, I won't show that off just yet, but it's big time cool. Now, actually, he does have one additional, this is a status card or an S-class card, whichever. This card, Applause, goes to the very bottom of his AI deck. And actually, if we actually manage to make it all the way to the bottom of his AI deck without dying, we gain the reward or the event that happens at the end of this. It's kind of like we have impressed the hand, and so he gives us something. I don't know. This guy is just a phenomenal monster, and yeah, let's get into the fight. All right, we're going to start with Ren over here. We're going to go in fighting strong. So we're going to try and make it our way down there and attack. He has 5 movement, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 6 if we're counting that +1 movement token, and we should. And we're then going to utilize his pounce. Now to do this, we're going to have to spend a survival to get that movement point back. But you got to spend survival to make survival, right? Something like that. Anyway, he moves 1, 2, 3 places in a straight line, and we can now activate our weapon with some added bonuses. He gains a +1 accuracy token and a +1 strength token just for the basic part of this movement, but he also gains an additional speed and 2 more strength for having the completed white lion armor and attacking with daggers. Now this is going to be 4 dice, thanks to that +1 speed, on a 6+, thanks to that accuracy. Here we go. All right, some solid stuff there. We've got 2 hits and unfortunately 2 misses, but pretty happy nonetheless. First off, we have the Gilded Curious, and then the Exotic Fur Collar. All right, so this first one here, it does have a reflex on it. Perform Ghost Step, targeting the attacker. If the attacker is a grand weapon, the monster uses its weight against them. They must spend 3 survival or suffer the broken arm severe injury. Ouch. This other one here looks much nicer to me. -4 toughness to wound dislocation. The hand turns to face directly away from the attacker and crosses its arms. The attacker's heart is frozen in terror. They must spend 1 survival or cancel their attack. Yeah, this looks pretty good. What's that wound reflex? The monster staggers on purpose. Cancel all reactions for the rest of this attack. Ignore all lens effects and instead flip all lenses to closed. Yeah, that would have been pretty nice a little bit later on once we had some open lenses, but I'm thinking we still attack this one here. Now we don't have to worry about the red lenses just yet. We haven't actually wounded the guy yet. So let's turn the hand to face away. And now we've got to spend 1 point of survival, otherwise we are frozen in terror. And now we're going to roll. This is going to be -4 toughness. Love it. Now the hand actually has 14 toughness, making him one of the strongest beasts we've fought in this game so far. So that -4 brings him down to 10. Ren has 2 natural strength and 2 strength on his gear grid, bringing the toughness down to 6. And then we have 3 strength tokens thanks to this pounce ability. So we're going to be wounding on a 3+ here. Very nice. Let's hope for the best. And an 8. Good, solid attack there. So we'll grab that. And we will resolve this wound. Not much to do here though. If we had any open eyes, they would now close. So we pop that hit location back. But now we've wounded this guy. So his red lens flips to the open side. From now on, the hand gains anything that has that red symbol ability. And while the red lens is open, attacks rolled from the survivors with red aura only hit on a perfect hit. Now we don't have to worry about that so much here as we've already hit, so we're just going to be rolling to wound. But let's have a look at what this little red eye says. This location's type becomes first strike. If this happens during an attack, this hit location must be selected to resolve next. Oh, that's, okay, sorry. My mistake. So this isn't actually first strike until there's a red lens. I'm with it now. Cool. So no bonus reactions, no bonuses going on there, but rolling to wound has just gotten a bit trickier. It's gone from a 3+ to a 7+ because we no longer have that -4 toughness. All right, 7+, hope for the best. And an 8, we do solidly with 8s. This is a day of 8s. So we get a second wound and we resolve this reflex here. Perform Ghost Step, targeting the attacker. If the attacker has a grand weapon, the monster uses its weight. Yes, I read this out before, no worries. Now he doesn't have a grand weapon, but we do have to have a look at this Ghost Step. The hand moves straight through our attacker and then faces him. Ren suffers 1 brain damage and, oh no, there's no attack there. He just goes through him. Okay, solid. Now we caused 2 wounds in amidst that little battle-y kind of thing. So we're gonna grab 2 tokens. Hopefully I have enough to go around here. There we go, we'll just flip these over to their black side. 2 tokens on the impossible eyes. 10 more, and we've made it. It's gonna take a while. All right, now it doesn't look like Eris is going to be able to get close enough to do any damage with her bow. That thing's only got range 6, and even with a movement, I don't think she could get into that actual range. So we might as well do a little bit of mining while we're in the area. Have a break from all this wounding this guy kind of thing. All right, I have the little Aaww card here, so we're going to spend Eris's activation to roll a d10, and I'm hoping for a 4 or more here. Let's see how we go. 7, solid. Cool. So, we discard that Aaww here, and we gain 1 Iron Strange resource. Fantastic. We do need this for Phoenix Armory stuff. Next, we need to get her moving, so we're going to go spend 5 movement, I believe she's got. And we're going to send her almost straight up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right there. This puts her in a nice position. Doesn't look like she can be targeted with the giant stone face in the middle there. So she's, yeah, pretty safe for the time being. But we're not really here to play it safe, are we? Oh well, we'll see how we go. Next up, we're going to move Freya. Ooh. Looks like I actually just moved who I was considering Freya to be. I'm just going to do the quick swapperoo. Where was she? There, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Love it. Fixed it. All right, so we have Freya over here, and now she is going to activate. Now, thanks to her antelope mark and a little bit of insanity, she has 2 movement actions to take on. So let's get her into the fray, or as close as we can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and she's just out of range for an attack. Now, we could go ahead and spend a survival. She doesn't have heaps though, so I'm thinking we might hold on to it just for a sec. And yeah, I don't really want to do anything with her activation, so we're just going to kind of hold it there for her and move into Dryleaf's activation down the bottom. Now he has plenty of survival, and so we are probably going to have to dash to get up there. Let's move him up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and yeah, we want to get him behind. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 up here, and that'll cost 1 point of survival. Now, of course, Dryleaf has the rawhide gear, so we get to roll a dice and find out if he gains his survival back. A 2, he certainly does not. That's not going to stop him from attacking though. He brings out the King's Spear and goes to town. This is going to be 2 dice on a 6+. Yeesh, that's not great. See how we go. A 5 and a 7. Just 1 hit there, but I'll take it. What do we got? An impervious location, of course. Now this unfortunately has a reflex on it, and there are no critical reactions here. So I'm just going to put that down, roll a dice. It doesn't matter what I roll because the reflex happens. What happens here? You manage to slip past the hand's defenses but cannot connect with its indestructible sheath, which only enrages the monster. The attacker gains the priority target token and +1 courage. All right, that's a 4th courage for Dryleaf, but unfortunately, we also gain that priority target. Not good. All right, and with that, we move into the hand's activation. We draw his very first AI card. And what do we have here? Line up. When this card is drawn face down, the monster casually opens its arms. When this card is drawn face up, target and attack all survivors in the right spot. What? All right, so I just had a look at these duration cards, and they're a bit of a fun one. They're actually drawn twice. The first time they're drawn, they are considered to have been drawn face down, and we resolve the first part of the effect here. So in this case, the hand casually opens its arms. We're going to place this card back on the AI deck on top face up. And the next time we draw it, it's going to be considered drawn face up. And we pretty much resolve the rest of the card. So when this card is drawn face up, target and attack all survivors in the right spot, which happens to be that blue targeting zone down here. Any survivor caught there will suffer a 2-speed, 2+, 6 damage attack that has a red, blue, and green lens effect on it. Right now we just have a red lens open, which means bleed 2. But if we're going to get any wounds this next round, this is going to be extremely painful. Now, I know you're thinking, let's just move all of our characters out of there. Great idea. And it's solid. But if the monster does not attack every living survivor, he performs the penalty, which is his special instinct. The penalty is ruthless. The hand points at a random survivor, and they must roll on the table below. If you roll a 1, you die. Anything but a 1, you lose all of your survival and suffer the broken ribs severe body injury. Now, I'll tell you what right now, I am not game to suffer a 6 damage, like potentially 2 attacks landing 6 damage on 2 different locations for all of my survivors. No way. So I'm going to risk it and gonna risk that 1 on the penalty, but man, that is going to suck. All right, with that, we move back into the player's activation, and come on guys, let's do some damage here. We'll start with Eris because we want to land with that claw head arrow reducing the King's Man's toughness. Now she's not that far away, which is good. So we're going to move her 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now she can see the hand. We'll spend 1 point of survival to gain that movement back. And we're going to roll 1 dice, hitting on a 6+. Let's go for it. A 6. All right. Whew. Very nice. So we hit and we gain a -1 to evasion token. I think I said toughness before, but it's an evasion token. Cool. We lay that down next to the hand stuff. Very good. And let's see if we can wound him. Oh, it would have been a 4+. Doesn't matter. We still nail this. Now, Eris has a combination of 10 strength between her natural strength and the strength of the ammunition. So we're going to be rolling 4+ here. Lantern 10. Oh, what are we hitting? I forgot to draw a hit location, but I'm definitely keeping that wound there. What do we get? Ah, yes, critical wound. It doesn't even matter here. The hand is impressed. All survivors gain +1 survival. The monster gains a -1 damage token. He's taking it easy on us now. Fantastic. So we grab his 3rd wound token. 9 to go, counting down. All right, who is next? Let's get Ren moving. Now he's going to get out of that targeting zone there for the lineup, and he's going to move right behind the hand here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well done, good sir. Next, he'll attack with the daggers. It's going to be 3 dice, hitting on 5+. All right, 1, 2, and a third hit there. Very, very nice. Let's find out where. Firstly, we have Exotic Silk Cape, the Gilded Crown, and the Gilded Codpiece. Now, we do have a first strike location there for a red lens, which we do happen to have open at the moment. This location's type becomes first strike. If this happens, yeah, okay, so that's just the usual stuff. So this has a reflex on it, which is going to go off no matter what here. So let's pop that down and roll for that. Let's roll. Yeah, not good enough, unfortunately. So we suffer the reflex on this card. Perform Ghost Step targeting the attacker. The attacker must spend 3 survival or face a perfect counterpunch, suffering 5 damage to a random hit location bash and a -1 speed token. Yowza. Alright, so he goes bang, actually lands on Dryleaf here, so we're going to have to move him out of the way. He's going to suffer some collision in just a sec. Alright, so that costs Ren 3, was it? 3 survival to not pretty much die there. He can afford it, but he doesn't really want to there. Now, our hand has moved, but he's not technically out of range anymore. So I'm going to continue this attack. It explicitly says if he's out of range, then I can't actually do any more damage to this guy. But he's still at 1 range. Oh, just realized that I didn't flip a lens for, whose attack was that? It was Eris's bow wound there. That was amazing. So we're actually going to choose to flip a eye, and I'm going to choose the green eye because that is going to affect us the least here. All right, continue. So, considering we're still in range, let's continue attempting to wound. We are, of course, going to need 10s for both of these, so I don't like our odds here. The first one, let's roll. An 8. We are good at 8, seriously. Unfortunately, no wound. And then we have the exotic silk cape, which has that, if the hand has the red, blue, and green lenses open, it sees too much, gets momentary blind, blah, blah, blah. So let's roll to wound that one. And it's a 1, and that would be a failure no matter where we are. Cool. Well, he sucks with the dagger, but I think I'm going to have to start pouncing with that, or going out of my way to pounce. Oh, you know what I've just seen? Ren is now standing in the right spot for that lineup attack that the king's that the hand's going to have in just a sec. So I need to move him out of there. He only has 1 survival left. Oh, I might hold off, guys. Ren has a lot of armor, and so assuming both of these hits don't go to the same location, we could actually make it out of here alive. He's going to hang there. Hope for the best later, guys. Okay. All right, let's move Freya into attack position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's going to be able to get kinda to the other side over here, so that's pretty good. It's not ideal, but we'll go with it. Now, Freya has accuracy out the ears, so she's going to be hitting on anything except for a 1 here. 2 dice, rolling. All right, a 7 and an 8. That makes 2 hits. Let's find out where. First up, we have the exotic bone bracer and the gilded sabaton. Now these are 2, both of these are going to be super dense locations thanks to that open green lens. I don't think it's going to matter too much about the order we go here. Oh, I don't like this at all. All right, let's go this first one. So he's essentially got 18 toughness. I can bring him down to 11 with Freya's strength. So we are just relying on perfect hits here. This sucks. A 1. No good at all. Let's have a look at this exotic bone bracer. A 9. Yes, we have deadly. That is considered a critical wound. Phenomenal stuff. That is a critical wound, guys. So we don't have to resolve this failure here. We are getting super lucky on these ones. Critical wound, ignore all closed lens effects and instead flip a lens card of your choice. A piece of armor breaks loose. Gain 1 broken lantern basic resource. Nice. All right, let's lose that red lens, I think. Oh, I cannot believe it. And that is another wound. Love the broken lantern. We're slowly recouping our losses from that last Phoenix encounter. Last but not least, we do have Dryleaf. And I'm thinking he's going to move himself into a behind the hand position here. 2 dice. This is going to be 4+. Oh, just the 1 hit there. All right, let's find out what we get. The Gilded Spalder. Now this has a blue lens, which we don't need to worry about. It does have a wound reflex and nothing else, so let's hope for the best. We are going for 7+ here, and thanks to his luck, we can crit on a 9 or a 10. An 8, not quite good enough for the crit, but enough for the wound. Let's find out what this one's got going on. The hand seems irritated by the force of your blow and looms over you. The attacker suffers 3 brain damage, but gains 1 survival. Brutal. And with that, Dryleaf is going to be rolling on the brain trauma table. Alright, let's roll to see what it gets. 2. Oh, terrible. Thankfully, we do have the accept darkness principle, which means we can add +2 to all brain trauma rolls. This thing is so useful. Never choose the other one. So instead of, mortal terror, where are we? There we go. Now, instead of mortal terror, where our survivor dies, we can flee. You are knocked down and suffer knockback equal to your movement towards the closest board edge. Gain 1d5 insanity. So he gains, that would be 5 insanity. Good work. And we head off to the board edge over here. All right, that's it for the survivor's activation. It's time for this ridiculously overpowered ability here. We draw line up, face up this time, and we resolve this insane attack. Unfortunately, Ren is standing in the path here, so this is going to be a 2 speed. Is it 2+ for him? 3+? 2 massive hits there. Oh, let's find out where. 1 to the head, 1 to the legs. We don't mind that though. Ren has currently 6 armor at the head location, so it knocks all of that to pieces, but he's not out of the count there. We could go ahead and dodge this leg hit, but I think we'll take it to suffering a light wound. No extremely adverse effects here just yet. However, we have a little bit more to resolve. If the monster does not attack every living survivor, perform the penalty. Here we go. The hand points at a random survivor. They must roll on the table below. All right, here are our cards. Let's shuffle up. I'm gonna try and talk so I forget which cards are which. I have no idea now. This is very good. And bang. All right, so that is Eris. Where is she? Hey Eris, what's up? Let's roll on this cards table. Anything except for a 1, please. A 7. Cool, I'll take that. Let's find out what happens. Your ribs suddenly twist inward to puncture your heart. If you have no survival, you die. Otherwise, lose all survival and suffer the broken ribs severe body injury. Eris loses all survival. Oh man, that's a -1 to speed. Permanent speed loss there, guys. Unfortunately, she is the only survivor to have a permanent speed. That sucks. She also gains 1 bleeding token there. All right, that's the end of the hand's attack. So we move back into the survivor's go. That was pretty brutal. Eris is going to fight back though. Check this out. Now, annoyingly, she's just out of range for her bow attack here. So we're going to have to be a bit tricky. Oh no. All right, we're going to go ahead and suffer the frenzy brain trauma thanks to the frenzy drink here. So we're going to consume, can only be used once a showdown, no worries. We gain 1d5 insanity. Oh, sorry. Where were you? I'll check that in a sec. You stay there for the moment. So we gain 2 insanity, a +1 speed token, and a +1 strength token. Cool. Now, unfortunately, we can't use any survival, fighting arts, that sort of thing. We couldn't use fighting arts anyway, so that doesn't matter. Let's get her into the fray. Oh, you're not going to believe this, but she is out of range for any decent attack here. She can't even take a shot with the bow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just out of range. She can't even get close enough to use the whip. This is atrocious. We're going to have to move her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to get her over here, but that is as close as she can get. That's so sad. There we go. I have put Freya back to where she was. So let's move to her to attack. She's going to get right back here and attack the blind spot of the hand. She's got the scrap sword, so this is going to be 2 dice, 3+. Oh, just 1 hit, but it is a proper hit on a 10, which means this attack gains +4 strength. And she gains 1 insanity. Cool. That's all thanks to the crazed fighting art. All right, so we draw our hit location here, and we have the Exotic Poet's Blouse. This has a blue thing on it, blue lens open, so we don't have that open, so we are okay. It does have a critical wound on it if we get so lucky. 9s or 10s there. What do we actually need to roll to wound though? 3+, not bad. We did it again. Okay, this is great. Critical wound. The attacker gains +1 survival and add 1 extra token to Impossible Eyes. Ignore all lens effects and instead flip all lenses to closed. Cool. The attacker may roll 1d10 and add their understanding to the result. If the result is 15+, the survivor realizes they are being toyed with. They gain +1 evasion and +1 accuracy tokens. Alright, unfortunately we couldn't get 15 if we tried, so that second part of the critical wound is off the cards to us, but we do get 2 tokens onto the Impossible Eyes. We have 6 tokens on there, 6 to go. Now it's the end of Freya's activation, so we might as well get Dryleaf back on his feet. So she'll spend 1 point of her survival, and he's back in action. Let's get him in there, right into that blind spot. 2 dice, 4+. A 2 and an 8, just the 1 hit there. Find out where. The Exotic Rib Plate. Now, we don't get our super dense, which is fantastic. This does have a failure on it, though, so I'm not liking the look of that. We're going to need 7s here, guys. I don't believe you. Okay, we get a 10. I'm not sick of 10s, but we're very lucky, and this is great. But anyway, critical wound. A chunk of the rib plate comes free. Gain +1 iron strange resource. That's 2 iron this time, guys. This is so far amazingly good. Another token to Impossible Eyes. Let's spend a survival and attack again. Why pull back now? 2 dice again, 3+. 2 dice again, 4+, my bad. 1, 2 hits there, insanely good. Rolling those 9s and 10s like champions. Oh, I've got 2 cards here. Actually, we wounded before, didn't we? That would flip over our blue lens. Got to remember that. All right. So we have 2 cards here. We have, we don't have to take into account the green or the red lenses. So we've got a reflex and a failure here. So let's, I guess let's go the reflex first. Again, needing 7s. A 4. No good. So we do get this reflex action here. Perform Ghost Step targeting the attacker. If the attacker is wearing any heavy gear, they are knocked down. Oh. So our hand is going to come around right here like that. Unfortunately, the King's Spear is heavy, so he becomes knocked down. He also suffers 1 brain damage, as does Freya. End of the survivor's activation, and we draw the hand's next AI card. Oh, it's another duration one. Sucks to be us. When this is drawn face up, the monster proudly raises. When this is drawn face up, the monster proudly raises a single finger. Let's not look too much more into that. We'll pop that one down. Keep that one for a surprise. All right, we move into back into the survivor's activation. What do we do? Let's begin with Freya up the top here. She's, as usual, going to move right on behind the hand here and attack. That scrap sword has been amazing. It's going to be 2 dice, 3+. 2 8s, 2 hits, 2 hit locations. We have the Handed Lantern. We do have an open blue eye, so that's going to actually go off here. So what do we have? Nothing major. We do have a wound effect here, so let's attempt this one first. This is the card that if he has all 3 eyes open, he momentarily blinds himself, so we don't have to worry about that. Let's just roll to wound. It's going to be 7+. 1. No good at all there. Let's drop that and hit this handed lantern. The hand perfectly predicts the attack. Cancel the hit. No good. Shall we go again? Let's go again. Freya spends 1 point of survival. That leaves her with 1. And let's attack again. 2 dice. 3+. 2 hits and the edge sharpens. She gains 1 insanity and we have 4 additional strength to attack with this turn. First, we have a trap card, ladies and gentlemen. This was not a great idea for me. I knew there were bugger all cards in that hit location deck. Why did I not attack with Dryleaf and his spear? That was stupid. That was very stupid. All right. Perform basic action targeting all survivors one at a time, starting with the survivor that drew this card. Modify each basic attack depending on which lenses are open. Thankfully, it's just the blue lens open, so every attack is going to gain +1 speed. A survivor with the King's Step has a starting realization. They may spend 1 survival to gain 6 evasion until the trap is resolved. Okie dokie. All right, 3 dice against Freya. 1, 2, 3 hits on the 3+ there. Let's find out where. Oh, wow. 2 hits to the legs, 1 to the chest. She can take the hit to the body, but those legs hits, they're going to give her a heavy wound. This means we're going to be rolling 2 severe wounds on the legs. All right. First roll for Freya. Let's go high. We have a 7 back there. Torn muscle, your quadriceps is ripped to shreds. You cannot dash until the showdown ends. Skip the next hunt and gain 1 bleeding token. All right, so it's not ideal, but it's nothing super permanent, so we're okay. Let's roll for the second one. A 6. Torn Achilles tendon. Your leg cannot bear your weight until the end of the showdown. Whenever you suffer light, heavy, or a severe injury, you are also knocked down. Skip the next hunt, gain 1 bleeding token. Another bleeding token, not ideal, but not the worst thing out there. Okay. Next, the hand takes on Dryleaf. 3 dice. Let's just call it 3 wounds here. Oh, man. Whereabouts? 2 to the hands, 1 to the legs. Now, what I find interesting about this trap card, where did I put it? Is that there is no doomed on here. Now, I know Freya can't spend survival because this is the result of her attack, but the rest of the guys, I think survival is fair game. So I am going to dodge one of those hand locations there. Of course, because it's Dryleaf, we're going to roll to see if he gets it back, which he does not. It's okay, worthwhile. And we drop the hands down to El Zilcho armor, and same with the legs. We kind of get out of jail free there, guys. Next, the hand appears in front of Eris. 3 dice. Oh, just the 1 hit. Brilliant stuff. Let's find out where. To the legs, 4 damage, no worries, taken with ease. Finally, appearing next to Ren. 3 dice. 2 hits. Let's find out where. Legs and chest. All right, we take that chest hit, dropping down to 1 armor there, but that's going to be another severe injury for the legs. Let's see how we go. A 4. Oh no! Dismembered leg. Lose a leg, you suffer -2 permanent movement and can no longer dash. This injury is permanent and can be recorded twice. A survivor with 2 dismembered legs severe injuries has lost both of their legs and must retire at the end of the next showdown or settlement phase. Gain 1 bleeding token. Finally, the hand reappears back in the center of the board. We move back into the survivor's turn. With only Eris and Dryleaf on their feet, we are not in a great place here. Again, she's not even in range for an attack. She ends her turn doing nothing. Oh, this is not good. Dryleaf, who I'm pretty sure is back on his feet. He's got a little bit to contend with here. He moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Has he got 6? No, he's only got 5. See, even he's a little bit useless right now. Let's go ahead and spend 1 point of survival. Does he get it back? He does not. Oh. And we move him just that little bit closer to attack with the spear. 2 dice, 4+. Oh, perfect hit there, and a perfect fail too. Let's find out where this one's going. Exotic Poet's Blast. So we're back here again. The hand has the blue lens open. This hit is cancelled. Loathe this. Let's have Dryleaf spend another point of survival to encourage. This time he'll get it back. And Freya is back on her feet all the way at the board's edge. Let's move her. She's got the double move because yes, she's still insane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wicked stuff. She manages to get in close enough to attack the hand. 2 hits. Solid work, girl. All right, we have the exotic fur collar and the exotic rib plate. Neither of these have open lenses, so we can just go ahead. Let's hit that exotic fur collar first. This is a -4 toughness location. The hand turns to face directly away, crossing his arms. Now we do have to spend 1 survival or cancel the attack. Lucky she just has 1 left. Wounding on a 3+ here. 5, and we'll take that. Now this has a wound reflex on it. The monster staggers on purpose. Cancel all reactions for the rest of this round. Of the rest of this attack. This round would be a bit rich. Ignore all lens effects and instead flip all lenses to closed. Thank you very much for that. All right, we're going for a 7+ here. 5, no good. Good news is we don't have to resolve that failure thanks to that exotic fur collar location. Cool. Now I'd love to keep the ball rolling and have, who's that over there, Ren back on his feet, but we're out of survival and we're probably a bit out of luck here, guys. This is gonna hurt. All right, so we draw the full powered kick face up. With this card, when this card is drawn face up, target the survivor with the most armor points. All right, looks like it's going to be Eris, and I don't like the look of this. The target is doomed, and we perform Ghost Step, then attack the target. Our King's Man goes from here, whoosh, all the way over to here, and I would say that Freya now suffers 1 brain damage for being moved through. Eris does as well, and this attack is what? 2 speed, hitting on 3+. 2 hits there. Let's find out where. 1 to the hands, 1 to the chest. All right, she takes both sets of damage because we don't really have a choice here. And we look at the rest of the card. Now, if we had the red lens open, the character would suffer bash and knockback 19, which unless you were as close to the edge of the board as humanly possible, you would be knocked off the board. Check this out. During knockback, instead of stopping a survivor's movement at the board's edge, the survivor goes flying off into the darkness, never to be heard from again, dead. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about that. All right, solid work there from the hand, absolutely murdering us. Ren gets back on his feet, and we're back in. Now, thankfully, Eris is actually in a position to do some damage with the bow here. She's got the +1 speed from the Frenzy potion, but she did lose her natural speed, so this isn't going as epic. And so this isn't going to be as epic as I'd once hoped. This is going to be 2 dice hitting on 3+, because we're attacking with the arc bow. 2 hits, barely scraping by there. We have the exotic bone bracer and the gilded codpiece. Now, all the eyes are closed, which is great news. This one does have a failure on it, which involves a ghost step. So we'll do that at the very end. Let's hit the gilded codpiece first. Because of the strength of the weapon and the strength that we have behind us, this is going to wound on anything except for a 1. Oh, we just snake it in there. Unfortunately, we don't have the bonus luck. So this is just a regular wound. Oops. And we add another token to the impossible eyes pile. What are we at now? 8 wounds, 4 to go. Let's see how we go with this one. Once again, anything but a 1. 7. Very good. No resolving the failure there. And another wound to the pile. Ren's going to move himself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's going to use his last point of survival to gain the movement back so he can pounce. With the pounce, he gains all of these delicious tokens here. Let's move them out of the way because he's going to go 1, 2, 3, straight into the blind spot there. There he is, and all of those tokens. This is going to be 2 dice, 4+. 1 hit. Oh, that's not supposed to be 2 dice. It's supposed to be 4 dice. Here are the other 2. There we go. So just the 2 hits there. Find out where. The Gilded Crown and the Handed Lantern. Alright, so we don't have to worry about any of these open lenses because it's just the green that's open currently. So, well, let's go the Handed Lantern first. This is going to be 7+. 5, no good. Alright, again, a 7 here. No. Oh, what good are all these tokens? Alright, so the reflex on this card is perform Ghost Step targeting the attacker. The attacker must spend 3 survival or face perfect counter punch and suffer 5 damage to a random hit location bash and a -1 speed token. Well, he does not have that survival. So, this guy steps behind and will suffer 5 damage to the arms. Losing all of our armor there, that sucks. Alright, at least we kind of make it out of here alive there, but I don't think our other survivors can get into range. Dryleaf's going to sneak in as far as he can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good solid stuff there. And we're going to use his activation, activating the Rawhide headbands. Reveal the top 2 AI cards and put them back in any order. We have, what is this? Rude Slap and Liver Blow. These are both absolutely brutal. Alright, I'm going to put Rude Slap on top. I'm hoping that we can finish this fight before this one comes into play properly. Gosh, I hope so. Okay. Lastly, we have Freya. She has 10 movement, which means she can get right in front of the hand there. Brilliant stuff. She's going to attack with that scrap sword. This is 2 dice, hitting on anything except for the 1. I keep forgetting she has 3 accuracy. She's incredible. Oh, absolutely fantastic stuff there. So 2 hits, finding out where. The Gilded Spalder and the Shadow Fabric Glove. Now we do have the green lens open, which means this is a +4 toughness location, but the other one is fair game. So let's attempt our +4 toughness location first. Unfortunately, we're actually going to need a perfect 10 to wound this. Oh, he's stuck to me. Yeah. Never throw the dice that dangerously. That is a 7 and a failure there. So what happens? The monster parries the hit, redirecting the strike. Select a survivor within 2 spaces of the monster. They suffer 5 damage, knockback 7, and bash. Is it wrong if I pick Ren here? He needs to be out of the way anyway for him to make his attack worthwhile. And I kind of want to attack again with Freya. He is going to hit Eris though. She can take it. Alright. Ren, where's this damage gone? Alright, so that is going to be 5 damage to the arm's location, but check this out. He does have the Dried Arcanthus here. When you suffer a severe injury, ignore it and archive this card instead. Goodbye, Dried Arcanthus. Hello, life. Now, of course, we will still cop that knockback 7 and bash, so off he goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and knocked down in the distance there. Eris also gets 1 point of damage to the hands. Alright, so we didn't do well with that one, but we still have a hit location left here. We're going to need a 7+ to wound this one. Oh, not good. All right, so we fail that wound. Oh, and we don't have any survival. Oh, I'm not on my game tonight, guys. Oh, I'm terrible. The hand pulls his AI card, Rude Slap. Now this has a right spot action here. So we're gonna put that face up on top of the AI deck and hope to God we can kill him before that comes up. We have 9 wounds on this guy. We need 3 more. Here we go. Everyone's back on their feet. We begin with Eris and the bow. 2 dice, thanks to the speed. This is going to be 3+. 1 perfect hit, 1 7 there, 2 hits. We have the gilded face visor and the exotic fur gauntlets. Now both of these have wound reflexes on them, and they have that if all the eyes are open, close them kind of thing. Nothing's happening there yet though. Wounding on anything except for a 1. Oh, we just sneak in there with a 2. This one here. The hand staggers, gaining -4 toughness and cancelling all reactions until the end of the turn. Wow. All right, that's 1 of our 3 required wounds to end this one. Let's see if we can't get another. Yes, we do. Another 2. Same deal. The hand staggers, gaining another -4 toughness and cancelling all reactions until the end of the turn. Going gangbusters here, guys. Let's get Dryleaf in to finish things off. 2 dice, 5+. Oh, what? Let's, that was terrible. Let's spend some survival. He doesn't get it back. And we'll surge to attack again. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. 2 hits there. We have the exotic silk pantaloons and the exotic poet's blouse. Now, thanks to all of these -4 toughness wounds that we've scored on the hand just now, we can do this on anything except for a 1. A 6. Boom. Wound. We ignore that reaction. We place another token onto the Impossible Eyes card. Let me count them out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We did it, guys. So, let's have a look at our Impossible Eyes trait. When the hand suffers a wound, place a token on the Impossible Eyes instead of moving a card to the wound stack. When the number of tokens reaches the limit, remove them and flip this card to Respect. When the monster suffers a wound, it is impressed. Target the attacker. Dryleaf, you're under attack, buddy. The hand draws its blade. All survivors are doomed. Survivors within 2 spaces of the hand are scorched by hot air from the speed of the attack. They each suffer 2 damage, and their flammable gear is destroyed. All right, it's just Dryleaf and Frail. Let me check their gear. All right, I got worried there, but we are in the clear. So each of them suffer 2 damage. Let's find out where. Dryleaf to the hands. Oh, he's going to get knocked down there. And Freya to the body. She too gets knocked down. Just heavy wounds though, so no severe injuries as of yet. Let's finish this card off. Roll 1d10 on a result of 2 or more. This target suffers 10 damage with a -4 to any severe injury results. Oh. If they survive, they gain the Swordsman's Promise secret fighting art. 2+. Oh my god. Yes! Okay, holy crap. Dryleaf, you've done it, buddy. We roll a 1, the only time we need to roll a 1. He survives. And then he gains the Swordsman's Promise secret fighting art. I'm going to go grab this. The hand stops and the showdown ends. The survivors are victorious. And that is super neat. Swordsman's Promise. At the start of each showdown, gain survival up to your settlement's survival limit if you have a sword in your gear grid. Oh, why did I not get someone like Freya to do the final blow? That would have been amazing. Bummer. Okay. Oh, still really cool. We can totally utilize that What an absolute shambles that was. Seriously, I'm going to need to get better at fighting the hand. All right, so any victorious survivors may immediately select fist and tooth weapon proficiency regardless of age milestones. I think we'll keep everyone's weapon proficiencies as it is for the moment, but yeah. Maybe we could give Ren the fist and tooth stuff. Probably better than the bloody dagger stuff. No, we'll just leave it. Alright, so everyone also gains 1 hunt XP, which means Ren is hitting a milestone, Eris is hitting a milestone, and Freya is hitting a milestone. That's pretty busy. We'll do them in just a sec. Actually, we'll do that now. Alright, here we go. So firstly, we will do Freya. This is her enhanced senses roll here. So 2 dice. Let's see what she gets. 15. Gain 1 random fighting art. And she scores Tumble, which is a top one. Bastion, I believe, has this one. When something would collide with you, roll 1d10 on a result of 6+, you successfully tumble out of harm's way instead. Place your survivors standing on the closest free space outside the collision path. Eris grabs her very first one with the weapon proficiency. Of course, she can't actually gain a weapon proficiency, so let's roll to see what she can get. And that is 13. Gain 1 random fighting art. This one's going to be Timeless Eye. Your attack roll is a perfect hit on a result of 9 or 10. You cannot use Timeless Eye if you have the blind severe head injury. That's cool. But of course, she can't use these things because she's possessed. That's a bummer. Lastly, we have Ren, and we're going to be rolling his enhanced senses as well. That's a good roll. 16, draw 2 random fighting arts, and gain 1. I'll shuffle up. Timeless Eye again, and Tough. Tough could be good if we expect to get a few more severe injuries, but Timeless Eye is also fantastic, so let's do that one. Alright, that's all the age stuff out of the way. Finally, we gain some rewards for completing the encounter. The hand hesitates before leaving. Roll 1d10 and consult the table below. The group gains any listed resources or gear. Let's roll. 10 big numbers there, guys. The hand bows graciously and vanishes, leaving a package carefully wrapped in 1 leather strange resource. Inside is 1 skull and 5 random basic resources minus 1 population. Oh, ruthless. Does that mean we have to kill a guy? I think that means we've got to kill a guy. Oh no. So we gain a leather and a skull and 5 basic resources, which are monster hide, questionable resource, monster organ, monster hide, and love juice. Cool. We add that to our pile of goodies. We did scam some iron earlier and a broken lantern. We're going to take that on home with us today. Back to the settlement we go. Alright, so we return from the special showdown and we update the death count. Now, while we didn't actually lose any survivors in the showdown, the hand did kind of kill someone in the settlement just as he left. Our little care package that featured all of those lovely little bits of resources that we're going to be using, well, I think most of those were body parts. We are instructed to lose 1 population, but who of our population are we going to lose? Honestly, there are 2 options here. We can lose an unnamed survivor, number 18, the son of Ren and Eris. Or we could lose our most recent survivor, number 21. I feel bad about killing such a new member of the settlement, so I think we're going to have to get rid of Ren and Eris's number 18. So we move on to our development stage, and thanks to some resource gathering, some critical wounds, and of course our care package from the hand, we are going to be building some new pieces of armor here. time to begin working on the Phoenix stuff. So first off, we're going to cash in hollow wing bones, small feather, and our newly acquired skull of a child. And we're going to get the Phoenix helm. Now this is a very cool piece of armor. As you can see, it's got 4 points of protection there. Unfortunately, it is flammable, but we do get this little ability. If we can connect a blue affinity and score a red and green elsewhere on the grid, if insane at the start of the showdown, gain +1 evasion token. Very, very nice. We're also going to cash in tail feather, monster hide, leather, and an iron to grab the Phoenix placard. Another 4 points of protection, and if we can connect all of the different colored affinities onto the placard, we get this ability. If insane, ignore the first hit each round and suffer 1 brain damage instead. Absolutely wonderful there, especially if we have a high amount of insanity. Now, both of these developments beg the question, are we allowed to create hybrid armor? Now, these hybrid armor sets are only available as part of the White Lion expansion. This particular one we are able to craft from here on out. This is the Dancer's armor and requires the Phoenix helm, screaming braces, rawhide vest, leather skirt, and leather boots. It gives us this very unique set. While you're wearing this, you may use the tumble fighting art, which is essentially our way of avoiding collision. And at the end of the first attack during your act, gain 1 movement and spend it immediately. Could be a very useful set, but are we allowed to use it? I don't see any clashes here or anything that's really going to throw off the game. And of course, nothing expansion specific. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to put this off to the side for the moment. Otherwise though, this is a very good start on putting together our Phoenix armor set. All right, that's development out of the way. I will mention as a reminder that at the beginning of this Lantern year, we did manage to get some final adjustments ready for our departing survivors, and that's going to carry over to our departing survivors for this hunt phase. So yeah, that's about it for this one. I'll see you at the next hunt. All right, guys, there it is. That is our encounter with the hand. As you could probably tell in filming this one, this is probably the encounter that I have the least experience with running. It was a lot of fun to get through here, but man, did I make some rubbish decisions here. What can I say? I probably shouldn't have let Ren take that severe leg injury, should have discarded that dried Arcanthus and dealt with some arm severe injury later on. That would have been much better. Yeah, I guess that's my regret in this vid. So yeah, if you did pick up on any other major strategic mishaps in there, let me down in the comments below so I'm ready for when we take on the hand level 2, because he comes back to whoop our butts again and again. Mad fun encounter though. Some of those attacks, incredibly brutal. Could you imagine if we had that red lens open when he did that kick? We would have lost Eris completely. Oh! Yeah, he's pretty tough. 14 toughness. He's going to go up to 15 toughness for level 2 and then up to 30 toughness for level 3. That is going to be a monster to get through. Far out. Yeah, but that's about it for today. We're going to move into a hunt phase. I'm pretty sure we're going to go to Screaming Antelope so we can pick up some more resources. Maybe harvest a few more Arcanthus plants, because those dried Arcanthus, they are going to come in handy so bad. All right. That's it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you've enjoyed the video. I love our conversations we've got going. You know this. 500 subs, I forgot. We made it. We're at like 506, 507 right now. This is massive. I'll have to figure out something cool to do. If you've got anything that you want to see in celebration of 500, let me know in the comments down there. But yeah, we're about done. So as always, guys, my name's Michael. This is Bits Aboard. We'll catch you next time.